All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of the Always Chillin' Podcast. Skinny D and the Sandman in the barbershop once again. We want to respectfully, obviously, I don't have an opinion about which gang is better, but I do want to talk about which gang do you think has the best rappers? If you were to line up rappers that rep whoever they rep or whatever, that are publicly like of a certain set. First of all, who would be on which team? Because I don't even know.
That's a great fucking
And
question.
then which teams would be better?
That is a great fucking
And I guess there can be as many teams as we want. I only know of like two gangs, so we could just do a Bloods Crips lineup and see how it goes.
Well, being, black, mainly most rappers are black. Yeah, probably going to be Bloods and Crips.
Yeah, or if there's other, I don't know.
That is a great fucking
If
question,
there's other
man.
gangs you would like to include.
Well, let's start out like this, because I think somewhere along one of the episodes earlier, I said where, like, when Snoop first came out, Ice-T never really let you know. But with, like, Snoop, the Dog Pound, a lot of them, when they, I didn't listen to them. I was banging the other side, you know what I mean? So if you was Crip or whatever, I didn't listen to you. We listened to, like, Mac 10, 57th Street, Road Dog Villains, groups like that. But if I had to, in the beginning, I would have to give it to the Crips.
Okay. I'm just gonna Google rappers who are Crips.
I would have to give it to the Crips.
Rappers who are Crips. Let's see.
I mean, because Eazy-E, even though Eazy-E never...
All right, here's 12. We'll do the top 12 rappers affiliated with the Crip gang.
I'll let you know.
And then we'll find another article about, I'm sure they do the exact same article about blood.
Because in early hip-hop, not a whole lot of dudes they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I be telling the little BGs today. Like, dog, y'all.
Well, that's how you end up in front of Congress.
Y'all blowing up your spot, we didn't walk around like, you know what I mean, yelling it all the time, you know what I'm saying, like they do in the music today. So there's that. Not a whole lot of guys let you know. So
yeah,
this list might surprise me.
All right, let's see. Number 1, Snoop Dogg. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, he came out with it.
2 is Pop Smoke. It's pretty recent. I wasn't expecting.
What is he?
Super recent ones. Pop Smoke.
He's a Crip.
Yeah.
New York. See again, and I tell you, that's how
he's Crips. Yeah.
They banging in New York.
Roddy Ricch.
Crip. I didn't know that.
Coolio.
Yeah, straight up. Stone Cold.
Sleepy Hollow. I've never heard of Sleepy Hollow.
I've heard of him.
Honestly. 5 Foreign. Schoolboy Q. That's a good one.
Okay,
that's a good one to be on.
These all new cats. These all new wave cats.
Yeah, that's a good one to be on your team. Well, we'll do a little more research in this. We got time. We just started. Schoolboy Q. That's a good one.
Yeah,
he's a good one to have in your lineup.
He's a Crip.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Let's see. This talks about. Yeah, it just says he's been open about his gangbanging past as a member of the Crips.
Huh.
52 Hoover Crips, it says. Chef G. Warren G.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Blueface.
Yeah.
Vince Staples.
Yeah.
Let's do more. Oh, honorable mentions. Oh, these honorable mentions are Jeezy.
Yeah.
Eazy-E.
Yeah.
Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
Lil Loaded.
I never heard of him.
I don't know who that is. Block Boy JB.
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle. Bobby Shmurda.
New York, yeah.
OT Genesis.
Yeah.
Quando Rondo.
He's supposed to. I gotta calm down. You know what I mean? But and this dude's talking about he ain't crippin' no more. You know what I mean? That ain't how you know what I mean? That ain't how you do that. That ain't how you lay your flag down. You know what I mean? I ain't active in this shit, but I'm still. You know what I mean? What's up? I'm more like taking the little homies under my wing type shit. I ain't sending them in the war no more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that little dude. Yeah, the Crips is at his ass for that shit.
Rowdy Rebel. Corrupt.
Oh yeah, straight up.
And Brother Lynch Hung.
Brother Lynch Hung. It's EBK every day, all day to the day I die.
Yeah.
Creeping through your hood with a
and
minimax
then,
10 AR-15.
we'll
Boy,
look at-
brother Lynch, man.
We'll look at another one.
I used to sneak and listen to him. That's why I know that.
This Crips list has Lil Wayne on it.
Well, see, there's a rumor Lil Wayne false flagger. That's why I really don't.
Interesting.
I don't recognize Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Nate Dogg. Did we say Nate Dogg last time?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is pretty much the same list. Easy E. MC Ren.
Ren, straight up.
Yeah, I think MC Ren.
Well, Ren, you know what I mean? Like I said, Ren never really talked about it.
The only one. I think Ren was the only one that wasn't on that other list. But now let's look at the.
Ren never talked about it at all. Neither did Coolio. One person they missed on there is Afro Man.
Okay.
Everybody thinks Afro Man because of his music, you know, that it's funny, you know, and it's about weed and shit.
Yeah.
Afro Man's from probably, and I could be wrong, y'all let me know, but I think Afro Man is from one of the biggest and the oldest Crip hoods in LA. I think it's 8 Trays. I could be wrong if y'all, if somebody listening, let me know. But I think like Afro Man from some serious shit. You know, it's just his music. You know, what I mean?
Man, I found that famous Crip rappers list, and I was like, there's probably these same people probably did one for Bloods. They did. And the Bloods one, man, I don't know.
Who we got?
It's a pretty strong lineup, actually.
Gang, Mac Dime.
I mean Tupac.
But
I guess
Tupac wasn't no gang member,
I
man.
guess that, yeah. We've
wasn't
talked
no
about
gang
that before.
member.
We know how we feel about that. But even, I mean, regardless.
But he, you know, I mean, he hung with him. M.O.B.
Yeah, like
Pyru's.
Like I think even if you took Tupac off this list, I still think it would be pretty lopsided, honestly. Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Is in the Bloods list. West Side Pyru from Compton. 21 Savage.
Word, I wasn't hip. I didn't know he was a B-Dog.
But he had that whole immigration thing. How does that work?
Well, I guess he had been here since he was 7 or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about his immigration thing. But
I think he had been here since he was 7 years old or some shit.
Yeah, okay.
He fell into it.
I mean, Cardi B's on here.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Lil Wayne.
Okay.
We talked about him, but Young Thug.
Okay.
Ty Dolla $ign, Young Boy Never Broke Again. Gucci Mane, I think is a strong one.
Yeah, I knew Guwat was a Damu.
YG and The Game, I think is another strong one for Team Bloods. Then we have the honorable mentions on here. Birdman, YFN, Lucci, Black Youngsta, Jim Jones, J-Rock, YNW Melly, and Fetty Wap.
Look up Banging on Wax real quick. I said, hey. This album, dog, it was a Bloods and Crips on one album. But these wasn't like rappers. They was real Bloods and Crips that could rap. Pyru Love. I didn't listen to the Crip side. You know what I mean? There was no reason for me to listen to the Crip side, so I can't tell you nothing about the Crip side. But the Blood side, what was this, about 91, 90, 92?
Yeah. Yeah, so
the Bloods, huh?
I got that playing, but I mean, based on those two lists, man, like I don't know, the Bloods, Team Bloods is pretty strong.
Yeah, they strong, and that's what I'm saying. Like the first Damu rapper I really remember banging was DJ Quick. When DJ Quick came out, and they ain't have him on the list. He from West Side Pyru.
Oh, here's some.
No, DJ Quick, Treetop Pyru. I'm sorry.
Be Real.
Yeah, Cypress Hill. They see, and a lot
DJ
of people
Quick is on here. High C.
Cause he Mexican. I think Be Real like might be half white, half Mexican, but you know he lives his life as a Mexican. But very, very, very seldom will you see a Mexican Blood, because Bloods and Crips is like 99.9 black gangs. But you see some essays every now and then that where they Bloods and shit. Be Real's a Blood. probably just like the question you asked me, like being white and being in a black gang. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's gonna be a little extra pressure.
Yeah,
here
we can
and
talk
there,
about that
but
again too. We talked about that before the show, but is it? I was asking him about like how often are white people involved? I mean, I don't even remember how I said it. How often do white people participate in these activities?
And gang banging.
Yeah, which probably isn't super. Because I mean, we might as well just go all the way back. We were talking about like we were listening to somebody, and I was like, oh, he's wearing. We're trying to figure out where he's from, and we're like, oh, he's wearing a New York hat. Maybe he's from New York. And then you're like, well, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And then I was asking a question about,
hood
like,
hats. Oh, yeah, we were talking.
Yeah,
about
we were talking about hood
hats.
hats, which we can talk about that again too. But I was asking a question about, you know, if I'm walking around in a certain neighborhood, does me being white give me a little more leeway, as far as like, I'm wearing a New York hat. They're not gonna necessarily think I'm a Crip for that because I'm white. They're gonna like, do I get the benefit of the doubt? Like, this white dude probably he doesn't know what the fuck's going
They
on.
definitely
He doesn't even look like he's from here.
They're definitely gonna press you.
Right. And I'm gonna leave.
Depending, like I said, depending on where you at.
You know, I'm gonna be like, my bad, fellas.
Again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure a Yankees hat in South Central
I'm gonna
LA
ope right out of there.
is Nickerson Gardens. Yeah, I think it's Nickerson Gardens.
Yeah. I look like I like baseball. They're gonna be like, he likes the Yankees.
But you in Nickerson Gardens
Yeah.
with that hood hat on, you got the J's on,
Yeah.
your shirt's blue. You
Well,
tatted up
yeah.
and shit too. Like I see
Does that
you.
matter?
I see you. Just the tats. You got the white boy got the J's on. He got the. You didn't been to the joint.
Oh, see.
Somebody that sent this white boy on a mission, watching,
Uh,
or we just gonna press you,
yeah. Well,
and you be like, "Yo, I like baseball, I like Jays. You know, I'm not from here," and we gonna be like, "Better get the fuck out of here, dog,
Yeah.
before 7 o'clock."
and I'm
You
gonna
know
say,
what I
hey,
mean?
I'm gonna say, hey, it's gonna be way before 7 o'clock.
right.
Like,
Yeah, they I don't know. I mean, they gonna definitely stare at you, but now me.
Yeah.
And I can put on exactly.
Well, that's
what
what
you got on.
that's what I was getting at before the show is like, I would be more likely to get a pass than you.
Yeah, you gonna get a pass.
Yeah, like even from the police, even from like other black dudes, like I'm gonna get a pass before you do.
Yeah.
Is that fucked up? Probably. Now that I'm thinking about it,
I mean,
like
I'm expecting it.
Like does white privilege go so far that it works like it works on other black dudes? You know what I mean?
That's funny as fuck.
Like I'm gonna get a pass probably. Man.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
like,
probably gonna get
and
a
you're
pass.
probably not.
I'll probably not. Nah, they gonna press me, man.
And you're gonna be like, I like
I
baseball.
like
I'm
baseball.
not
And they gonna
from
be like,
here.
nigga, hey, come here. Yeah. You gonna get away. You gonna get away.
Man, that's fucked up. I wasn't thinking about it like that last time I was talking.
Yeah,
about
man.
it. That white.
Or
thing,
like
that's
I said,
universal.
you got on exactly what you got on. You tatted up. You got the Yankees hat on. Throw some blue laces in your shoes.
It's too much.
You're getting banged on then, buddy.
Yeah, it's too much.
The blue laces, yeah, you're telling them.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
banging.
So then I figured like,
They gonna ask you.
yeah, if next time I'm in LA or whatever, like I'll sprinkle in some blue and red. I'll make sure I have
Put a
both.
red lace and a blue
Yeah,
lace.
I'll make sure I have both everywhere I go.
Or
And then
just,
it's like you don't know what's going on.
or just like I don't even know what neutral is anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not honestly not ever interested in being in LA ever again. Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
There's too many people,
I mean, well, that's the thing, you
especially
know.
after COVID, man. And,
LA,
I mean, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a dick, but like the homeless problem, it's like ridiculous, and it's like the whole city smells weird.
I mean, I hear they
And-
shitting on the goddamn sidewalk.
Yeah, and like,
shit,
and you
man.
can't. They have like an app
Like
that
shit,
tracks.
shit.
They have an app that like tracks the poop, so you can like avoid it. Now, but yeah, like you couldn't go anywhere in LA without getting just harassed by a homeless person.
Well, last time I was in LA, it was shit. This was in the '90s when like the Huskers was winning championship. It was bad then, bro.
Yeah,
Like what I thought was like clouds was fucking
Smog.
smog. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they called it. I couldn't remember like you could damn near grab the shit like it was right there. Just I was like, oh my God. And then coming back to Nebraska, you know, I remember it was like the air was like Febreze. You know what I mean? Like literally coming from there to here. It's like, God damn. Yeah, I would never want. I don't even think I would want to visit LA
Yeah, it's not.
just because of
Yeah,
all that
it's
shit.
expensive.
Expensive. Can't rock a Husker hat.
No, yeah, that's what we were talking about too. Yeah, we talked for like we sat here talking about good stuff for like a half hour that we probably should have recorded.
We should have recorded that shit.
Yeah. I feel like we were gonna circle back on something, but I forgot what it was now. But you still have stuff on your list, so if we stall out here, we can just pull something off the list. Cause I forgot what it was.
I be taking notes.
Yeah. What you got?
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty good.
Oh, I was watching some past shows, dog, and the fruit salad.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what they mean? Can you talk about that? Like, what do you?
Yeah.
What can you tell from a guy's chest?
Oh, I mean, you can tell. You can tell if they deployed, where they went, how many times. There's a ribbon called a combat action ribbon that means like you've been in like it means you've taken contact and usually like returned contact back. You know, kind of. But it can mean a lot of things. But basically, if you don't have a combat action ribbon, it's like any baseline respect is gone at that point. You know, it's like it's like, well, that dude doesn't even have a combat action.
So there's a guy that doesn't.
He can't tell me shit. Well, yeah, there's lots of people that don't have them. So like, as soon as I got mine, you kind of start like, you get a little bit of a because oh, you outrank me, but I know that you look at my chest and you see this combat action ribbon and this purple heart, and I know that you feel bad because you don't have it like you're a sergeant and I'm a lance corporal.
So it can flip your shit like that.
Yeah, but I know that I know you've never deployed because I can see it. You're wearing your whole resume on your chest.
No shit.
And you know that I've been to Afghanistan and I have a purple heart and I have a combat action ribbon, and you're gonna try to tell me how to patrol.
So does that guy try to fuck with you? Or?
I mean, usually no. Usually they're a lot, they're a lot more relaxed about stuff because, but then it makes you like the people that are real hard asses. You're like, damn, that dude. You see their stacks and it's like that dude's a fucking dog. Like he has like 6 deployments and his combat action ribbon has like 4 stars on it because the more you get awarded something, you start like adding stars.
Okay, so let me see. When do you start accumulating those?
I mean, right away. There's 2. When I joined, there was 2 that you got like just for signing up. You had 2 right away. But then after that, you got to earn them. And then, like back in the day, you would start with none, and then you would get them when like you deployed and stuff. And then they're different in the different branches too. Like the Navy has them for like they have a ribbon for their rifle qualification and stuff. The Marine Corps doesn't have that. So that's like some of them have like what I would consider extra frivolous ribbons.
Make it look good,
right?
Fill it out.
That's my opinion. I think they're frivolous because the Marine Corps doesn't have them.
Well,
it's like I don't know. Our stacks are smaller, but they're more meaningful. I think. That's my personal opinion.
So that's totally different from. Does the Marine Corps do stripes? The stripes on your.
Yeah. Well, you have so you have like your rank, and you start out with nothing. It's just blank. You're a private. And then you just get one little chevron, the little, the.
Little.
Yeah, there's a PFC, just one little upside down like V,
Right.
Yeah, and then you get promoted to lance corporal, and you get 2 rifles under it, and then you start feeling pretty cool at about that point.
So and then they start at the bottom of it first?
No, they so you have the one chevron, and then they put rifles under it, and then they start adding to chevrons on top.
Okay.
So you have 3 of them, and then they start adding them under.
What do you do?
So every rank you go up.
Every time you get a stripe.
Well, it's just every time you get promoted.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I said not that's it, but that's it. Really?
Yeah, that's all it means. And then in some uniforms on your sleeves, they have these little stripes on your sleeve.
Right, I see that.
Yeah, that's just you get one for every 4 years you're in. So when a dude has a ton of those, it means he's been in for like 40 years.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's a career.
Yeah, so that's all it means. So
right
so it sucks to wear those uniforms, but sometimes it's kind of nice because like you really
peacocking.
Like you really know what the fuck's going on. You're like, oh, that guy's a staff sergeant, and he outranks that guy, but that guy's been in for 15 more years than this guy has.
Shit, I did not know that.
And his stack is way bigger than his, and I know that he's running the whole company, but he's never even deployed anywhere. And I know that this squad leader's never done anything, but this squad leader has done some real shit. He's been to Iraq and Afghanistan, and you know all that just from just looking around.
No words spoken, just
Right.
bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I mean, you see some people, their stacks are just huge, just like they take up the entire left side of their chest, and it's like, god damn. I'll show you a dog. Sergeant Major Castle.
Sergeant Major.
Yeah,
That sounds
let's look at Sergeant Major Castle's stack.
pretty fucking important.
Yeah, look at this motherfucker.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, see, like you see a dude like that walking around, and you're kind of scared. Like honestly,
Look
you're
at
like,
look. I
Yeah.
mean, look at him though.
yeah, you're like this dude.
That dude squared away.
Yeah, you're like, you see somebody like that walking around, you're like, this dude's really important.
That
And I don't
dude's
know what
squared.
I don't know what this dude is, but he's a lot more important than I am for sure. But when I first joined, we never had to wear these. Like we got them issued, and they were like, you're never gonna wear these motherfucking things. But it used to be like in the World War II days, you had to wear it. Like you weren't allowed to wear civilian clothes. That's what you had to wear. Like you weren't allowed to wear jeans and all that shit ever again while you were in the military.
Damn.
So like when you were out in town and stuff, you were wearing that shit
All day.
all the time. And then like at work, you were wearing like they weren't camis, they were just like green. But so like when you were at work, you were wearing like the camis, and then when you were off, you changed into like your like dress uniform. And if you wanted to go hit the bars and stuff, you had to wear that shit. But now you're not allowed to, which is interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah, it's probably because dudes are acting a fool.
I mean,
making everybody look bad. And, yeah,
with all the old Elvis movies when he was drunk in the bar in Hawaii in his uniform.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they had to wear them.
Or what was it, Top Gun, when they all of them.
Yeah, so when I joined, it was like we just wore camis all day, and then at night we got to wear whatever we wanted, as long as it was within the rule. Like we had to wear a belt. Like people would stop you and be like, "Hey, you got a belt on?" Like you could be. I think I've said this before, but you could be at the store in line. This is why I'm out of the Marine Corps. Like when I talk about it, and I'm like, man, some of that stuff was fun. This is the stuff that was not fun. You could be in line at the store with all your groceries or whatever you like. Groceries. I had like ramen noodles and chips and shit. And you could be standing there waiting to check out, and then some dude could just walk up and he outranks you, right? But like, and it doesn't matter if you're at work or not. Like some dude is a sergeant major or something. He could be like, "Hey, lift your shirt up. Let me see your belt," because you have to wear a belt.
And this is on base, or
This is on. Well, this would only happen on base, but I mean, technically, it could happen just
anywhere
in LA, but it never did because they're never like they could just be like, "Hey, are you in the Marine Corps?" And you'd be like, "No," and then you would just lie to them. Anyway, like you could be at the store ready to check out, and someone would be like, "Lift up your shirt and let me see your belt," and then you'd be like, "Fuck." It's like, I don't have one on, and it's like, "Oh well, you know the rules, right? Like you have to have a belt on. That's the improper civilian attire, and to be at the store, you need to be in proper civilian attire. That's the rule." And we follow the rules, right? So go put all your shit back. Yeah, he'd be like, go put all your shit back. Go home. Put a belt on. And then come back and get your ramen noodles and your chips.
Then come back.
And you're like, fuck. And then some dudes would be like, they would no life it so hard that they would seriously like they would stand outside and wait for you to come back. And they'd be like, oh, so you got a belt on now? Because some people would try to be smart and they'd be like, they just go out to their car and drive around the block.
He waiting right there.
Yeah,
for
but
your ass.
sometimes those motherfuckers would wait. Yeah, it's called getting devil dogged is what it's called.
Devil dog.
Because devil dog, that's like that Marine Corps nickname, So you'd be it's what somebody calls you when they're about to chew your ass real bad about something. So somebody who doesn't know you. So you'd just be walking, minding your own business, and you'd be wearing something you're not supposed to wear or whatever, and you just hear somebody go, "Hey, devil dog," and then like everybody turns and looks, and then they go, "Yeah, you." And you're like, fuck, and they're just like, "Come here." And it's like, God damn it. So like if your haircut didn't look good or your fucking uniform was fucked up. I had these really stupid, like these big ass aviators. They were just straight up mirrors. They were completely reflective. And they're super out of rig, so wasn't allowed to wear them. And I got devil dogs from like across an entire parking lot. He's like, "Come here, devil dog." I'm like, fuck. So I turn and I take them off, and I hear him. He's like, "No, please keep those on."
I keep them.
He's like, "Keep those on. Come over here with those on." And I was like, "Shit." And I got over there. He's like, okay, so you know why I'm mad at you already, right? Obviously, because you tried to take them off. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, he just chewed my ass. Like, the, in the Marine Corps, like, you would just be walking around minding your own business, and someone would stop you.
Somebody gonna see something.
Somebody's gonna stop you and chew your ass, like, for no reason.
There's 17 motherfuckers looking at you.
Like, sometimes you'd just be sitting there relaxing, and I'm like, I remember this specific day. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to chow, whatever. It's like 7 p.m. I'm like, I'm gonna go have dinner. And we drove over to the nice chow hall and this is fucked up too. There was the 29 Palms has it has some infantry units on it, so there's like an infantry side, and then there's also a comm school where there's all these they send these people to learn how to do like radios and shit, and then they send them off to their units. And the comm school side is really, really nice, and they have a really nice chow hall, and they have like basketball courts at their barracks, and they have like these grill out areas and stuff. They look like dorms kind of. And then over on our side, we still had like, because they all had, it's like a hotel on the nice side. Like, they have key cards to get into your rooms and stuff. We still had actual keys, which we couldn't lose, so we had to tie them to our pants. Like, we had to put string on them and then tie them to a loop in our pants, because like people would lose them like crazy. So it was a rule. Like, as soon as you got there, they're like, here's your key. Now I need to watch you tie it to your pants, because like, you're not going to lose this fucking key. So I need to visually confirm that you tied this to your pants. And if you lose it after that, that's your fucking problem, man, because I watch you tie it to your pants. And they're over there like boop, beeping into their rooms and having a grill off and shit. And we're like, we have 3 people in rooms that are for 2 people, and we have to share a bathroom. And we have like, you could just open the doors with a credit card. Like, you could just like, like Jimmy, I'm open.
Right.
So when the hazing was happening, like, if your door lock worked, you could just hide in your room. And these drunk, they're like, it was like the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park. And like these drunk motherfuckers that had deployed and they had been in the Marine Corps for like 2 years longer than you. So they're like, we're 18 and these are like 20-year-olds that we're like terrified of. And they would come to your room and just bang on the door, like, open the fucking door. And if you open the door, they would fuck with you hard, like all night. You would get hazed all night long. You'd be up cleaning, you'd be getting beat up, like whatever. So everybody knows you're not supposed to open the door. But sometimes dudes would get so scared. They're like, if you don't open the fucking,
just scared.
They're like, yeah, dude.
Oh, don't.
Yeah. They're like, if you don't open the door, we're gonna fuck you up tomorrow. And blah blah blah. And we're like, dude, they're gonna fuck us up tomorrow. Like, they're gonna fuck us up tomorrow anyway, man. Like, they're gonna fuck us up 2 times if you do this. Like, sometimes you would have a roommate who's like, I'm gonna open the door. Like, they would know who's weak, And they'd say, I'm not gonna say anybody's name. But they'd be like, dong, 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 like, yo, so and so, we're gonna fucking beat your ass tomorrow. And they would be like, I gotta open the door. I have to.
Gonna have to see till tomorrow.
Like, it's like, dude, if you try to open the door, we're gonna beat your ass right now.
You up in here. Damn, that's pressure right
well,
there.
and if shit like that happened, the dudes outside would love that. They would love to open the door and see us beating the shit out of each other. They would fucking love it.
That sounds stressful.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful. So we'd be laying in bed like. And just these dude's just hammered, just blackout drunk, like 17 people standing outside your room, like, boom, 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 like The Walking Dead and shit. Just waiting to haze the fuck out of you. And if you open the door, they're just fucking with you until 5 a.m.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it's every single night. Like, it doesn't matter. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, every single night.
Wild hyenas.
And you would just lay there like, oh fuck,
please, not
like
me,
just scared as hell, trying to sleep, and you're like, nobody open my fucking door. But so some of the locks didn't work. So sometimes, if you were in one of the rooms that didn't work, they would just fucking.
They got you.
They would just credit card into your room and drag your ass out of bed, dude.
They got you.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So the nice. And I remember what I was talking about initially now. So there was a nice side of the base and a bad side of the base, and we were on the bad side of the base.
I guess.
We were in the ghetto, like, straight up, like, oh, you're over in the ghetto, over in those barracks. That's just what they would call it when you showed up. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, these buildings are from 1957, and they have not been touched since 1957.
Since 1950, military grade.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. But while I was there, they renovated them and put key card doors in and shit. But it took a long time. So one night I specifically remember we went over to the nice chow hall, and I'm having a good night, and I'm chilling, and I'm about to go have, like, they had better food and everything, like the menu was better.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, dude, I'm about to eat good. I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. I had a really good day today. Blah blah blah. And my phone rings, and I'm like, oh, I don't even know who this is. So I'm like, yo, what's up? And they're like, "Oh, yo, what's up?" That's how you fucking answer when first sergeant calls you. And I'm like, "What the?" And he starts chewing my ass because
Is it
like,
normal for them to call you?
no,
Like, what
no,
the
not at
fuck?
all. He was calling. I don't even remember what the fuck he had to call me about something to tell me to show up at a certain time like the next day tomorrow because I had to go do something. And I don't know. I answered my phone. I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, I guess that's how we answer the fucking phone. When first sergeant calls you, you stupid piece of
My
shit." And I'm like,
phone,
"What?"
dog, it's my phone.
I'm like, "This is my cell. Like, how did you even get my cell phone number? I don't even know how." Yeah.
He ran a mission on your
Yeah,
ass.
well, I mean, usually stuff like that trickles down. Like, first sergeant tells your platoon sergeant,
bang, bang,
your
bang,
platoon
bang,
sergeant
bang.
tells the squad leader tells the team leader tells you.
Well,
and
that
then,
shit worked that
and then
night.
and then you
goddamn.
find out. But I guess that night, first sergeant was like, "Give me Tom's
I
phone
need
number.
to get a hold of this.
Give me Tom's phone
motherfucker.
number right now. I'm gonna call him at 7:30 p.m. while he's relaxing, and just give him. Dude, I feel like I've talked about this too, but I still have dreams where I wake up, and like I'm asleep, but I wake up in my dream, and I'm just still in the Marine Corps. Or like I get a letter in the mail that's like, "Hey, you need to be in the Marine Corps again," and I have to go back, and I'm just getting fucked with. In these dreams, I'm like mopping and getting yelled at and just cleaning shit, and
Yeah.
and then I wake up for real, and I'm like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, I go through those
And then,
dreams
dude,
occasionally.
they feel so real.
Every now and then, I go through those dreams
Oh
occasionally.
yeah, you probably get them too.
Like, fuck.
I have dreams about cleaning the same. In boot camp, I used to clean the exact same square
Yeah.
in the shower. Every time they made us clean, I would go to the same square and I would just polish the shit out of it. And I would just think about whatever. I would think about like what I was gonna eat when I got back home. And
The chemical smell, just that hot, just that smell. I even whiff it every now and then. It's crazy.
yeah.
Fuck. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And I just got to go through it. I learned to just deal with it. Like, the shit ain't real. Just
Yeah.
every now and then.
Yeah. So that was the real. That was the real problem with the Marine Corps. Is like at any moment somebody's gonna rip your ass about nothing. Which is why I'm pretty unfazed about it now. Like if someone wanted to yell at me, I'd just like, okay.
Nah, you all uptight. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm.
Reminds me of have you seen Inglorious Bastards
Yeah.
with Brad Pitt? And he's like, he
Yeah.
says something to him. He's like, "Oh, you'll fry for this or something." He's like, He's like, "I'll get my ass chewed." He's like, "I've had my ass chewed before." Yeah.
Great fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. But
Here's go to song right here. Classic. This song. I wish the people could hear this.
what were we
man.
talking about? Something off your list? What were we even talking about?
What were we talking about?
We had some refreshments before the show,
Yeah,
as
refreshments.
usual.
Oh, God.
I went on a
Oh,
whole.
yeah, we was talking about the fruit salad.
I went on a whole thing. Oh yeah. So that's cool. But yeah, see, usually, what really matters more than rank is like how many times you deployed and what you.
Well, yeah, okay.
Because dudes will deploy like 6 times but get 3 DUIs and be the same rank. I remember my squad leader showed up and he was the same rank as us, and we were like, "Who the fuck are you, fucking dumb piece of shit?" Like, you know,
right.
like how are you 30 years old and the same rank as us, and you've been in the Marine Corps for 12 years? Like you're some loser piece of shit or what? It's like, no, he actually was in the Fallujah invasion and fucking helped overthrow Saddam Hussein and shit. And it's like he's deployed a shit ton of times, but he got a couple DUIs.
Okay.
So it kept him from getting promoted, but he's a bad motherfucker.
Bad motherfucker.
And then he started immediately fucking us all up after that.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean,
And we respected the shit out of him very, very much after that first day.
deployment
we were talking
is
shit
the
to him.
ultimate.
Yeah, we're talking shit to him like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he let us know, man.
Yeah, I'm about to let y'all know here in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. That is possible.
Yeah, so that
guy
matters
can
a
be
lot.
30 years old in the same
and
rank as you.
yeah, and the smart ones, they know that. Like we had a lieutenant come in, and the lieutenants, when they come in, they're fresh out of school. So when a lieutenant gets his first platoon, like he goes to college, and then they go to their own boot camp. It's like officer boot camp. I don't know if it's better or worse or whatever.
So
but
a guy being a lieutenant,
it seems like it would be better.
Doesn't necessarily mean he's been deployed.
Not necessarily. There are some that do. It's called Mustang when they do that. There's some people that start enlisted and then they get up to like staff sergeant or something, and then they go, "I want to be an officer now," and then they go to officer school. But a lot of them are straight out of college. So they graduate college and they're like 22 years old, and they go to officer candidate school, which again, I don't know if it's easier or whatever than boot camp, but it seems like it probably would be.
Now you say college.
I don't know.
Any university?
Yeah, just regular college. Like you have to have a degree to be an officer.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn, you busting my head, man. I thought you just bust ass, man, and you get promoted.
No, I mean you can do it that way, but you still have to go get a degree. Or you can get a degree and then be an officer right away.
Damn.
And most of them do that. So when you like at the platoon level is the lowest level. So your new like platoon commander is always an officer that's fresh out of officer candidate school. And then when they get promoted, they move on to something else like being a company commander or something.
So it's a high possibility that lieutenant fresh out of school coming into a platoon may get fucked with himself.
Yeah, well, he won't get fucked with.
The guys below him have been there once or twice before.
If he got fucked with, he could like press charges and like send people like do shit like that. But the second one that we had come in after our first deployment, because we deployed and then they made me the squad leader, and then we got a new platoon commander. And his first day, he pulled me aside and sat me down, and he was like, "Hey, I know that I'm in charge, but you've deployed and I haven't. So, if you have a problem with how I'm doing something, or if it isn't how I'm supposed to be doing it, he's like, just tell me. He's like, there's a way for you to respectfully pull me aside.
That's respectable. Yeah.
Right, and I respected that guy a lot. He was really cool, and we got along great. And then my fucking organs inside exploded, and I didn't get to go on the next deployment. But yeah, he was really cool, and I respected that a lot. And it's like, it was just being humble, man. Like it's really all it takes.
Yeah. That's all it takes.
Yeah, he was really he didn't come in acting like he was gonna know everything, and he's like, you're gonna respect me how I should be respected, but if I'm doing something wrong, then I deserve to be called out on it too.
That's dope.
But you're not gonna do it disrespectfully.
I can work with any man that
well, yeah, and it's
like that.
Well, and it was fine. I was like, okay, cool. And then he had the same conversation with the platoon sergeant, who's more in charge of anything than I am. Like usually the platoon sergeants have been around a long time. Like they've deployed a few times. So platoon sergeants usually don't listen to a fucking thing. The platoon commander like they're pretty much exempt from all the, like if the platoon commander's like, oh, I want the whole platoon to show up.
So in the field, that lieutenant ain't there. He ain't never gonna be out there toting and packing and racking with you.
I mean sometimes, yeah, but he's usually not actually in charge.
Right. Of going forward.
Yeah, like if he's like, we should do this, and that platoon sergeant's like, nah, we shouldn't do that. Then we're not doing it.
Okay. I did not know that.
Kind of.
I thought.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I mean, there are some officers that are really shit hot and know what they're doing, and they're really, really in charge. I don't want to say this is like 100% the case all the time.
It can be though.
Yeah, but it can be. And some of them come in and they don't know shit, and they're like power tripping, and nobody in their platoon respects them, and it goes real, real bad. Like
the guy you see in the movie.
We all got new platoon commanders at the same time, and mine came in like that, like really humble, and hey, you've deployed and I haven't, so even though I'm in charge, you have more experience than I do. Like this is my first day on the job, and you've been here for 2 years already, so like even though you're younger than me, even though I outrank you, like you are more experienced than me in this. Because the experience he has that I don't was going to college. And it's like, that's not necessarily going to help you.
That ain't going to help you.
That's not going to help you when we're on patrol.
Right.
So my new platoon commander came in like that, and another platoon commander came in like, you need to listen to me, and I'm always right. And I read in a book that this is what you're supposed to do. Like, yeah.
See.
Like I read the book about war,
see?
And it said that you're supposed to do this.
See.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
And it's one. Maybe you are really smart, and maybe you do know what you're doing. But but you don't have to come in and disrespect your people right away.
Right. I remember. I can't remember which time. Well, back in prison, I think it was my first number or whatever. Right. I had this, and I've been going through mental health shit probably since I was fucking 12 years old. You know what I mean? They said I had an anger problem. My dad told me I never met a fight I didn't like. Couldn't keep my hands to myself, you know what I mean? And God blessed my little skinny ass with a fucking knockout blow. And once I discovered that, oh man, I was trying to knock everybody out, right? Well, I think it was level 1, 2, 3, and 4 mental health, you know what I mean? And this shit, as you went, through this shit got deep, you know what I mean? And I remember this particular guy, you know what I mean? And I had got in trouble once before by like telling them like this guy looks like a certain, like he looks like he's in here for a certain kind type thing, right? And they're like, well, you can't judge a book by its cover type shit, and come to find out, yeah, he was. You know what I mean? They all look the same. So I remember I'm telling this dude my life story, you know, what I didn't experience, what I, you know, blase blah, right? And, you know, I'm like, well, what's up with you? You know what I mean? What's your background? This motherfucker was a pig farmer from South Dakota who went to college to learn what he learned. So I said something like, I think I said something, so I could have a 8 ball of cocaine laying right here on this table and you wouldn't know what it is. And this motherfucker said, no. So I'm like, well, what the fuck me and you got to talk about, dog? You know what I'm saying? We ain't got shit to talk about, motherfucker. How the fuck are you going to talk to me about my issues and my problems and you ain't never seen, tasted, bled, nothing about what the fuck I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So I get it that you went to college and all that shit, but there ain't nothing you can tell me. There's not one fucking thing that you can tell me about anything, about what I'm going through and why I'm in here.
Yeah, so kind of the same thing. It's
Kind of
like
the same thing.
and it's like we were all freshly back from Afghanistan at that point, and it's like it's just like read the room, man. You know, like you walk into a room like clean and baby faced, and the dudes in the room are all like
We see you.
are all like covered in dirt and shit. Is kind of what it was like.
Got that 1,000-yard stare.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, and you would go in there and tell them like how war goes, and you've never been there,
And you
It's
ain't
like,
been there.
yeah.
Right. You dig? Don't.
And guys are sensitive about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
About, you
I
know,
can understand that. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you know, real sensitive about that. Even though that shit's so far behind me. But one of my remedies is talking about it because it was such a big part of my life. But at the same time, I just told the homie the other day, man, any day not in that motherfucker is Disney World to me. Every day's Friday. Chocolate milk every day. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Me not going through that shit. And I know I'm never going to go through it again. And they say you can never say never. Fuck you. Some shit you can.
Mm-hmm.
Some shit you just can
Yeah,
say,
man.
I'm never
For real.
fucking doing that shit again. And everything's going to be gravy for me here on out. Period, point blank.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel about a lot of things, man. Like my life could be really, really problem. Like I know for sure that I'm at least not gonna cause any more problems for myself.
You dig? And I
You know,
feel like
I don't know how the rest of what anybody else is gonna do or how the world is gonna treat me, but I know that I'm not gonna create a problem for myself ever again. Like,
period.
And that
In my experiences and my judge of character, I can see that shit from a mile away, and I can turn the fuck around and go. I can go any way but that way.
yeah, like I know exactly how to not make my life suck on purpose, at least.
In an attention I tried to say this shit earlier. In the attention-seeking society that we're in today, even I don't need it.
Yeah,
Not looking forward to it. Chilling, always chilling.
exactly.
Like
That's
I mean it when I say it.
That's why the show is called that. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like if everything goes how I want it to go, I'm never gonna even be stressed ever again about anything.
No, it's not necessary. I mean, and players fuck up too. You know what I mean? I do little.
Well, I mean, it's not
little,
it's not realistic.
not
to,
gonna
like,
hurt. It's not gonna hurt me. But I like
Yeah.
fuck. You know what I mean?
Like obviously stuff's gonna happen that's gonna stress me out, but
I
it's
can
not
get
gonna
that
be
back.
It's not gonna be because of something I did.
I didn't lose any time. I didn't lose any money.
You know, like I'm not gonna be stressing myself out.
You dig?
Which is gonna help me be better prepared for whatever else is
For the next time.
like. I mean, bad stuff happens, but I'm not gonna do bad stuff.
Period.
You know.
It might not sound fancy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make bad stuff happen. It's gonna happen either way. I'm not gonna make it happen.
Because I can throw myself under the bus. And shout out to my mentor Ricky C. Simmons, probably about 3-4 years ago, where he was like, "Yo, can't nobody throw me under the bus like I can. I know my triggers. I recognize my triggers. I've learned how to cope with them, and I'm not what born again. You know what I mean? What do
Yeah.
they say? You know what I mean? In a sense, in a sense, but probably I'm gonna say probably 99.9% of my shit, dog, was all self-inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is, dude. Like,
I used to hear dudes in the pen all the time, like, these motherfuckers got me in here. You know, I'd be like, I guess I would not bitter, but just like,
yeah.
you got yourself in here,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Well, I mean, that's not even just prison. That's like pretty much
anything.
anything. Like,
You walked into the wall, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You did. I had to come to
like
terms
a
with
lot
that
of stuff.
shit.
A lot of stuff that I spent a lot of time unhappy about was my fault.
Self-inflicted.
It's nobody's fault but mine. Like, it wouldn't be happening if
Kicking your own
it
self
wasn't
in
my
the
fault.
ass.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I know exactly how to not feel like that ever again.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna sit around like, fuck, I really fucked that up
Nah.
anymore because I'm not gonna fuck.
I'm not gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, like
I'm not gonna fuck it up.
exactly.
I may come back to it later. But I ain't gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
Period. I did enough of that shit, man.
Mhm.
I was a professional.
Yeah.
What I used to say, I was probably one of the most. I'm one of the top 3 fuck ups in the world. I used to say that. I used to say that about myself, man. I'm one of the top 3 fuck ups in the world, dog. I'm trying to get number 1. I used to say that shit about myself. Oh man, I was good at fucking up, dog.
Shit.
With my dad.
I think everybody is, man. I think that's just part of getting older too.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And I did it big. You know what I mean? I did so much fucking up that I used to tell my kids that all the time, like, dog, none of y'all have to go to jail. I already did it for you. Like,
It's kind of like Christianity, right?
yeah, I guess
It's
so.
like-
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess so.
you already went to jail for their
I already
sins,
did
man.
it for y'all. If
Yeah.
none of y'all, and
Wow.
by the grace of God, none of them have.
It
I got
works.
6 sons, dog,
It
and
works
ain't
out
none of them ever, as far as I know, ever had a pair of handcuffs on their wrists.
There you go, dude. You did do it.
So
You did go to jail for all their
I
sins,
did all
man.
y'all's time for y'all, man. If y'all want to hear the stories, y'all want to hear, and this is for any of the little homies, man. Y'all want to know about some of that shit? Any of y'all thinking about joining the Marine Corps, man? Come talk to some real G's about that shit, man. And
I mean, I'll tell you, it's a good idea.
yeah, and you
I
gonna
think it's a good idea. It set me up good for real. Like,
I mean, let's spit the facts. You got to be ready for this shit, though.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's all the time we got. That was good. I feel like we went on a ride, man. There was a lot of
Yeah, we did, dog.
tangents and loop de loops and going back all the way back around to stuff. I don't even really remember what we talked about, man. Those are the good ones,
It's
though.
like water, like
Those are-
Bruce Lee
Those are
said.
the good ones, man. I'm really excited. I have this. I have all of them on a hard drive and stuff, you know. And whenever we decide to be done, I'll put them on another hard drive and give it to you too. But like, I talk to my wife about this all the time. Like, it's super cool. Like, provided the internet's still a thing and YouTube's still a thing. Like 80 years from now, dude. Like, I have no idea what my great grandparents were like. But 80 years from now, like our great grandkids can type in "Always Chilling" podcast on YouTube
It's gonna be around.
and hear exactly what we were like and
around.
exactly what we were doing, and hopefully we're good role models. But I mean, I just think it's cool. Like, I would love to, like we were talking about the people that used to own this house.
And you'll be like, what was a podcast?
Yeah, there's people that used to own this house. We were talking about a little bit before this. What if we could just type in fucking barbershop? Well, I guess it wasn't a barbershop, but 100-year-old house podcast, and we could see what these people were like.
Well, that's funny you mentioned this picture right here. Me and Jenna, we're gonna redo this picture.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We've been here. We just re-signed another 5-year lease.
That'd be cool.
So we've been here that long. We're gonna it'll so we'll be here 10 years total for sure.
Imagine we could just pull up a recording of them just like talking about what they were doing. Like, oh, we went to a Wiz Khalifa concert.
Right. Well, us being husband and wife, we never brag or boast about being the first husband and wife barbershop in Lincoln. I don't even know if we are. That's how much we didn't give a fuck about that shit.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe we were.
I've never heard of it.
Right. So being that this house is historical, the history behind him escaping slavery and living in this house for a period of time, me and Jenna I was like, 100 years from now, I mean, we're a husband and wife. We work together side by side every day. We're damn sure going down in history.
Yeah.
So
For real?
we're thinking about redoing that picture there.
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah,
be
man.
cool.
We trying
Yeah,
to hook
man,
it up
hopefully-
now.
Hopefully, if you're listening to this 80 years in the future, in the year,
What's happening?
what is 80? 2103. In the year 2103, if you listen
That
to the Always
sounds
Chillin'
crazy as
podcast,
shit.
that is pretty crazy, man. But I mean, it could. They could be. Like, as long as YouTube and the internet is around, this is gonna be around forever.
It's gonna be around. She's just gonna get better. Dog. I don't know how much better.
Yeah. So I think it's
Maybe
really-
they'll be able to watch it like Obi-Wan Kenobi style, where we'll be right there.
I think I don't even
They'll be able to sit right in front
Yeah,
of
that'd be
us.
cool.
We'll be
That'd
in
be
their
cool.
living room or some shit.
like. I think it's cool that a decent amount of people do listen to this, and by
Right.
decent amount, like it's really.
I'm
moderate.
surprised.
I mean,
and
I am surprised. too,
Appreciate
but
the love.
It's not a huge amount or anything, but
I'm still surprised.
yeah, I love that people listen to this. But if no one listened to this, I wouldn't even care because like even just me when I'm 80, I'm gonna be able to fire up the Always Chillin' podcast and be like, man, like I remember what that was like.
Yeah, that's.
Or
gonna
I
be
remember
dope.
like
That's gonna be dope.
I'll talk like I'll forget all about that Wiz Khalifa concert.
Shit, who knows? 80 years from
80
now.
years from now, I'll
shit,
listen and be like, oh, it'll be like I'm there all over.
The
again,
way
man.
technology, medicine, and all
Maybe
that
we'll
shit
still be
is-
doing the Always
We
Chillin'
might still
podcast.
be alive,
Shit, we
dog.
might still be doing the
Shit.
Always Chillin'
We might
podcast.
be 200 years old still doing this shit. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyways, well, whatever year you're listening to us in, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow, review. There's so many different things to do on so many different apps.
Do all of that.
Yeah, do whatever you do on the app you listen to us on. Videos are on YouTube and Spotify. If you would rather watch us on video, if you would rather just listen to us, we're on probably your favorite podcasting app. My grandma today was like, "So how do I find your podcast?" So she doesn't listen. It's okay. She shouldn't anyway. She's really, she really doesn't like cursing.
Oh,
So I'm like, Grandma, you
neither does
probably,
my grandma.
yeah, you probably just shouldn't even bother.
My grandma's still using all the 70s slang, like
Probably just
sucker.
Probably just
You don't know
if you don't
them
like
suckers?
you don't like cursing, you probably shouldn't even bother.
Yeah, you
but
probably should.
yeah, if you need help finding us, we'll help you. But we're probably wherever you're at, and most importantly, tell your friends to listen to us too. And 100 years from now, tell your space alien friends to listen to us too, because certainly we'll be living in harmony with aliens in the next 100
One way or
years.
the other.
Yeah, but that's the next show.
For
Yeah,
sure,
all right.
for sure.
All right. Anyways, you guys have a great week. Thanks for listening.
Holla.